So, one of the things I decided to do was talk about movies that I've already previously reviewed on Instagram. Since I'm switching to YouTube, since it's Disney Week, I've decided to pick up on those 3 Disney movies I had already previously reviewed. One of which I did yesterday, or it's actually 4 now that I think about it. One of which I did yesterday was The Emperor's New Groove. The other one is that movie's sequel, Kronk's New Groove, which I'm not too excited to cover yet. I'd have to rewatch it. I think I was a little harsh on it. And then the 2 Goofy movies. So, what this video is here for is to talk about the original cult classic. Not really cult classic, but in my mind it is, because it's one of those underrated movies that has such a huge cult following. A Goofy movie. This movie is directed by Kevin Lima. It's from 1995, an animated family adventure. It stars Bill Farmer as Goofy, Jason Marsden as Max Goof, Rob Paulsen. If you don't know who Rob Paulsen is, he's one of those great voice actors who's done it all. He is so funny. If you've seen Animaniacs, you know who he is. I want to say he voices Wacko in that. I could be wrong. I haven't totally seen all of Animaniacs. But he voices Pete Jr. Tevin Campbell, that's his name, is Powerline. Jim Cummings, who we last saw yesterday in, why is it blanking on me? Oh my goodness, The Lion King as Ed. Sorry, that blanked on me for a second. He voices Pete. Pauly Shore as Bobby Zimmerowski, one of the greatest characters in this movie. Jenna Von Oy as Stacy, Kelly Martin as Roxanne, and Wallace Shaw as Principal Mazur. It's a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, and off of a budget of $35.3 million, or it made $35.3 million at the box office. Apparently, at the time, I couldn't find a budget for it. Still can't. I've looked on its Wikipedia. I've looked on its IMDb. I have no idea why there's no budget listed for this movie. It must have been super small, but it doesn't matter. I have to admit, as a kid, I did not like this. I thought it was sad, because it always made me sad whenever Max and Goof got into the fight. So, now, being an adult, I've rewatched it off of a request from a good friend of mine, Will. And, man, thank you, my guy. I was blown away. From what I remember about the movie, it was not what I remember. This movie is so freaking funny. It's so much better than I remember it being. All of the voice acting is great. The original songs, both for Powerline and in general, are all very well done, especially Powerline's performance at the end. But we're not here to talk about music. We are not here to talk about fatherly relationships with their son. We are here to talk about your boy, Bobby Zimmerowski. Bro is a stoner, alright? Instead of weed, my guy gets high on the cheese in a can, Cheese Whiz. Dude is a whole stoner. He is just the greatest part of the movie. They all get in trouble for the big stunt they pull, and they go into the principal's office, and they're all sad and scared. He walks in there and is like, "Yo, principal, what's up, my dude?" And I'm sitting there like, what? What just happened? So, oh my god, I've never laughed so hard in my life whenever he is on screen. Another part that I thought was hilarious, and it definitely wasn't intended this way, and I'm pretty sure we all saw it. It has to do with another one of those. It's not obvious. It's in the undertext of the film. You have to read into it, much like the Stockholm Syndrome and bestiality in Beauty and the Beast. The whole plot of this movie is driven by a kid trying to get laid. Think about that for a second. Yeah, I said it. Max is trying to get with Roxanne, but Goofy plans a camping trip that gets in the way of their date to watch the Powerline concert on TV. What does Max do? What any man would do. He lies. Sorry. Max messes with the map to reroute them to LA so that he can get on stage with Powerline because he told Max or Roxanne that he was going to do that. He didn't say he was going on a camping trip with dear old dad. He said, "No, I'm actually going to the concert. Yeah, I'm gonna be on stage." No, you aren't. But he does it. That's that's exactly what he does. He reroutes the map, takes them to LA, and gets on stage with Powerline. Nowadays, you get on stage with a big name, man, them security guards are rushing you. They'll tackle you, tase you, whatever they gotta do. But that's some serious dedication in my eyes. Don't ever lie to your significant other or someone you want to be your significant other. They will find out, and it will come back to bite you. Definitely found this movie to be better than I remembered just because I was reading into all of those little details from, Bobby Zimmerowski stoner masterpiece to Max is trying to get with a girl, but it's not one of those you think, oh, he just loves her. No, well, he might, but he's in high school, so let's really think about that for a second. Definitely a 9 out of 10. Definitely watch it if you haven't. The only negative thing I can say is it feels shorter than it actually is. So the pacing is super quick in the movie. It's one of those, it just starts going and going and going, and you're like, whoa, pump the brakes, give me some sort of peace for a second. It doesn't totally do that. It probably should slow down a little bit / a lot. And then you might feel more inclined to be interested in what's going on. But other than that, I would say it's definitely so good. Probably one that'll end up on my top 10 Disney movies list. Probably one that'll end up on my top 10 things to watch on Disney Plus. Just because it's one of those, yeah, there's a huge following for it, but not a lot of people actually know about it. People my age, they know about it, but someone like my nephew's age or the kids I have at my program at school, they're not gonna know about it. Like, what's a Goofy movie? They made a movie around Goofy. Verbatim, probably what I can picture which kid it would be at my job. Verbatim for what he would say. So I'm also gonna do a video on Big Hero 6, you guys requested it. Thank you for that. And I'll do a video on this movie's sequel, An Extremely Goofy Movie. Until all of that, I'm Luke, and I will see you guys later.